Mr. Adiobroi, when I say the name Jonathan Taylor, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
MVP.
Exactly. That was the
Mhm.
correct answer. That's what we're looking for, folks. $1,000,000 winner, Mr. Adiobroi.
We
Check's
did not
coming your
rehearse
way,
that.
buddy.
We did
Did
not
not
practice
rehearse
that.
that. Did not rehearse that. $1,000,000 check coming your way, brother.
Thank you.
Just drop your bank account details in
I'm
the
not gonna dox
DMs.
myself
We'll be
on the
good.
episode, but
Just
I
send
can
them over
text it
after
to
the
you
show.
and
It's fine.
just
It's fine.
wire me after. Yeah, we're good.
But man, what a trip to Berlin for the Indianapolis Colts. Definitely much different than the last time they went to Germany, right? This was more of a high scoring, nail biter offensive affair. And Jonathan Taylor had probably one of the best games that you could ever have as a running back in NFL history. I don't know if you follow the Real app at all.
Mhm.
This is not sponsored by Real or anything, but it was like the highest rated performance for a running back of all time on the Real
Yeah.
app, which is
I
crazy.
believe that, man.
Yeah. I
Absurd.
was like, oh my God. So incredible stuff, man. Like at this point, it's literally superhero, like superhuman type shit that we're seeing. And it's the best chance that we, as NFL fans, as Colts fans, have seen in a long time for a running back to have a legitimate MVP case going into week 11, right? In an NFL season. So incredible stuff, man. But what were your initial thoughts overall? Obviously a little bit closer than we probably would have liked the
Mhm.
final result.
Oh,
But
yeah.
what were your thoughts during the game? And yeah, just kind of going into the bye week here.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, right, in the episode prior. This is a must-win game for the Indianapolis Colts. Pre-bye week, team needs to be focused. We've got a much harder schedule. I think it's like top 4 hardest schedule in the NFL, the second half,
Mm,
of our schedule, so this was a must-win. Glad we got it done. I was, definitely terrified, while watching because it just felt like the Colts on defense were just letting up so many yards to Michael Penix. But then when you look at the box score, you're like, this dude had like a sub 50% completion percentage and didn't even hit 200 yards. You're like, why did Michael Penix look so freaking good at times? Um, but man, Jonathan Taylor, like you said, just an absolute stud. 3 touchdown game, over 250 yards rushing, I think, and that's that 83-yard run for a touchdown. I don't think like how I felt about that Jonathan Taylor run in 2021 versus the Patriots, where we ended
oh
I
yes,
think the
yes.
Patriots were the number 1 seed, and we beat them on, like, the Christmas game.
Hmm.
I felt that, but, like, 10 times. I didn't know that was possible to feel how I did after that run. I mean, Jonathan Taylor just
Crazy.
put the team on his back because I mean, the team was struggling, right? Like, on the offensive side of the ball, it seemed like Danny Dimes was one of the best under pressure for like the first 8 weeks of the season. And these last 2 weeks against the Steelers and Falcons, it's like fumbling issue. He seems like he regressed when it comes to like pocket presence and dealing with that pressure and just kind of hyper focusing on one side of the field. And so to have a guy that like Jonathan Taylor, like we talked about, all pro MVP kind of guy that can kind of carry that load, take the weight off your shoulder. Danny, I got you. Like, come
Hmm.
in. I think that was incredible. I think Daniel Jones, though, despite having a couple of fumbles, thankfully recovered a couple of them, but I think he had a phenomenal last drive. I mean, that throw to Tyler Warren on 4th down to extend the drive for Michael Badgley to come in and kick a field goal. I mean, just what a drive.
Yeah.
And then the overtime drive as well. I mean, it's just pound the ball on the ground. Tyler Warren, heroic catch on that corner route. It was incredible to see. I was disappointed, like I said, that we kept it as close as we did, but I think there's a lot of different things that come into mind, right? It's hey, it's a Germany game, it's an international game, the team's bye week's coming up, like there's different things in play. Sauce Gardner just got there. What a game by you two, Sauce. I think you held him to like Drake London to 2 catches for like 26 yards on 10 targets when you were the
Hmm.
primary defender. So, I mean, just a phenomenal showing. I do think play calling it was good. And then it started off, then in the middle was kind of sus, and then it ended up getting a
Hmm.
little bit better from Steichen. Obviously, we left a couple of points on the board, going for it in 4th downs, not converting. Michael Badgley missing a field goal and an extra point. So there's things that are definitely, and like I said, Daniel Jones is fumbling issue over the last 2 weeks, but I think the buys come in kind of at the right time. Get
Yeah.
healthy. Travarius Ward's going to come back. figure out this fumbling thing. Offensive line, let's come together. Let's figure it out. And we got a tough schedule coming up, so let's lock it in. But man, must win in my opinion. And the fact that they're 8-2 right now, sitting at the bye, couldn't be happier. I don't know if you agree with
Yeah.
that sentiment. Not the
Yeah,
8-2 part, but the
right.
overall
So
performance.
I'm a firm believer, well put, by the way, with just gutsy and heroic performances. I think it's the best way to describe it, right? I mean, obviously, the easiest one to talk about is Jonathan Taylor and just his heroic performance, but yeah, cannot overlook Daniel Jones, his toughness, his gutsiness, his heroic performance towards the end of the game as well.
His lipstick,
That game at multiple times could have easily, easily been over. The play that I want to highlight is actually not Jonathan Taylor's run on the ground. That's obviously the most easily highlightable play. My play that I want to highlight is that 3rd and
wow,
21
yes,
by
yes,
Daniel Jones
wow.
to have the wherewithal to look down the field and in his head say, I can't just chuck it up here because if I just chuck it up into, double coverage or whatever, game over,
Fourth
right?
and 9, 4th and 21, very difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. Game's going to be over. Even if the ball gets tipped down, probably game over. The wherewithal, man, to like for him to step up in the pocket and to notice that everybody went with a man and everybody was covered down the field, just huge green grass in front of him. Almost stumbled, if you notice, like he like ran up in the pocket,
Mhm.
almost kind of did a little trip there, but then to run for 20 yards to
Yeah,
put or 19
19,
yards to put
yeah,
them at a 4th and 2 to even give the Colts a chance to have that incredible Tyler Warren catch.
and the
Honestly,
Colts.
I would put it as the second most important play
Oh,
of the
yeah.
game.
Oh,
Hands down.
yeah.
Like, I think the first one is definitely Taylor's obviously 83-yard touchdown. That's the one everyone will remember. It's gonna be on highlight tapes for, years to come. But that play cannot be understated how important and how clutch, how heroic that Daniel Jones 19-yard run was, and, like,
To come out with
brother,
lipstick, Logan. He came out
that
with
was
lipstick on
crazy.
his
Yeah,
face,
coming out
like
with blood all over his face, man,
my
like,
god, yeah.
that's what I'm gonna remember that run from Daniel Jones, and, um, yeah, for me, it was just really good to see the Colts win a tight game, a close
Mhm.
game, right? Get tested a little bit like that. It's always good to, at various stages and at various points of the season, when you are a contending team, it's good to have these type of games where you're tested. And it's like, hey, can we win in a close one? Can we win when we're not playing our best? Can we win when, not everything is going according to plan? It's not
Yep,
going great.
yep.
So I loved that aspect, and I think people are shitting on the Falcons a little too much. We talked about it. The Falcons are a great team, I think, in my opinion, for a 3-6 record. I think they're a great team. They're a lot better than what their record shows. I think partly their record is mainly due to coaching, like we talked about, poor
Yep.
coaching. But as far as like talent, I mean, you could argue for guy that they're one of the most talented football teams in the National Football League, at least on the offensive side of the ball,
Even
right?
defense, like Jalen
Yeah, and then they
Walker,
have some
Champions Junior,
studs. They have some
Terrell.
absolute studs, yeah, so, like, to me, it was just one of those cases of the Falcons played a really good game, and, I mean, we're talking about a team who beat the Bills, a few weeks back, right, in prime time, so I wasn't as like, "Oh my god, it's the lowly 3-5 Falcons," and we
Mhm.
talked about that coming into the game. I was like, "Guys, this is not a bad football team." I was like, "They've had some bad losses, but it's not a bad football team. It's
I mean,
not
listen,
they've got some
it's
guys on their team."
any given Sunday, right? It's like we just
Yeah.
saw the Panthers beat the Falcons, the Panthers beat the Packers, the Browns beat the Packers. It's like the Bills
Yep.
just lost to the Dolphins. It's like
Bills
this is
just
the
lost to the
NFL.
Dolphins. Yeah,
Grown men playing.
the Vikings upset the Lions last week. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Say like the Jaguars let the Davis Mills led
Yeah.
Texans win. Comeback win. So I mean, things like that happen. So I wasn't as concerned. I was more uh, thankful to see the Colts responding to adversity, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I was really thankful for. So and I think that's what stuck out to me the most. Couple issues I think that I had. definitely, like you said, I think you hit the nail on the head. Something has to get figured out as far as the pass blocking goes. Like obviously, this is an offensive line that's one of the best run blocking teams in the NFL, probably the best run blocking team in the NFL. But pass blocking has been a major concern. Like Daniel Jones is going to get killed out there. We're gonna have more games where he has, red lipstick on damn near. If the offensive line is just letting him get sacked 5 or 6 times a game. I mean, that just like can't happen.
Right.
I get it. The Steelers, great defensive line. Falcons, great defensive line. So, there's gonna be games here and there, but like definitely an area of concern. I'm sure coming after the bye week, Steichen is going to try to, address that. Be like, hey, offensive line, like we got to try to keep Daniel Jones a little cleaner in the pocket. I mean, like
I
he's getting
I
destroyed out there.
I do feel like though it's a culmination of two things.
Yeah.
One, obviously the offensive line definitely needs to play better. But I think, in play calls, like offensive play calls, when Shane Steichen or Jim Bob Cooter are giving out the plays, each play has like specific, this is why playing quarterback is so difficult. Each play
Yeah.
has specific like dropbacks, like how many steps you take back as a quarterback, I believe. And I think I saw Colts film room or someone on Twitter talking about this because I'm not a film junkie at all, but I just learned through like tweets and stuff. Um, he mentioned that Daniel Jones was just taking like at certain times, like it's the offensive line's fault, but at certain times he's taking too many steps back, like more than the
That's
play
fair.
allowed
Yeah.
for. And what that does, it makes it very difficult on the offensive line. Like if you take more dropbacks or more steps back, it's just more depth the offensive line has to cover, and it makes their job a lot harder. And then
Right.
on top of that, too, the fumbling
Yeah.
stuff, but
Of
we'll
course.
figure
Yeah.
that out.
Daniel Jones definitely has not been, I would say like teetering on even not good the past 2 weeks, I think, overall. Like if you had to look at his overall performance the last 2 weeks, I wouldn't put him in the good category, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Like he's gonna have some of those tendencies and some of those situations where he steps too far back or makes a boneheaded decision. So yeah, just limiting that type of stuff in the passing game because this is a Colts team. Daniel Jones leads the NFL in passing yards. I think people just keep just like pushing that under the rug. It's like
Yeah.
Daniel Jones leads the NFL in passing yards, guys. Daniel Jones. So
Yep.
they lead the NFL in passing yards and rushing yards. So, like, obviously, he's doing something right. He's doing enough to get it done through the air.
Yep.
Um, he just has to limit those fumbles. He has to limit those boneheaded plays where he holds the ball too long, where he steps back too many steps, right, and leaves the offensive line vulnerable. So, yeah, that's definitely an area of concern there in the passing game. And then I think defensively, I'm a little. I texted you about this during the game. I'm a little frustrated. I'm not quite sure what Lou Anarumo is seeing out there, and he's a brilliant defensive mind, so I'm sure he's seeing something. But I don't understand his lack of, I guess, trust in Jalen Jones. First and foremost, like Jalen Jones is just not getting on the field. He's just not getting enough snaps,
Hmm.
and then his lack of trust in the newly acquired, corners, obviously in Sauce Gardner and hopefully Charvarius Ward coming back. His lack of trust in just playing more man coverage and allowing him to send more guys on the blitz. Like I just feel like, hey, you have these two all pro corners now. Jalen Jones is a guy who's proven to be one of the highest graded PFF corners. Like when he's in there and he's getting enough snaps, that's my one area of concern on defense. I want to see a little bit more aggressiveness from Lou as far as getting pressure to the quarterback and in turn playing more man coverage because the Colts have not had the greatest, pass rush at times this year.
So, to your defense, 100% agree. I don't understand Jalen Jones getting 3 defensive snaps, and he had 1
Crazy.
pass
Yeah.
breakup on one of those that could have been a touchdown, I think, if, like, Jonathan Edwards or Lamont or, Mekhi Blackman were on Kyle Pitts. Like, I think he just broke up a touchdown to Kyle Pitts. So I definitely don't get that, especially when he held DK to 2 catches for 6
Yeah.
yards the week prior. I don't know, maybe but he was playing I can't even say if it was, like, maybe he re-injured himself, but he played on special teams,
There
like,
was
I
there
saw
was
him there.
no like indication that there was any injury or anything like that because there were like
Yeah.
a lot of Colts Twitter was just like, what's going on? Like,
So,
why is
yeah. I don't
why is
I
he
I
not out
definitely
there?
Yeah, not a huge fan of that. I to lose defense on the playing more man, 2 things around that. One, I know Sauce usually doesn't play as the slot, corner, and they kept
Yeah.
motioning Drake London into the slot, putting him on, like, Kenny or Mekhi Blackman or one of the linebackers. Jermaine Pratt had to cover him at one time, and I know, Gardner missed an assignment there, but he's just learning the playbook.
Yeah.
But I do think he will play a lot more man when Charvarius Ward gets back. I
Yeah.
just feel like Kenny Moore in the slot. You got Ward and Gardner's 1A, 1B. Really, really great long defenders can play man at a high level. I think that's when you're going to see him be a little bit more comfortable. And obviously, I think too the lack of pressure. Big one is DeForest Buckner. I mean, he was one of the most highest pressure, defensive tackles in the NFL. So to lose him for 4 games or more, I mean, it's definitely felt. But I think Adam Ware and Gallimore and Grove, they did a really good job of, they gave up a couple of big runs, not all on the defensive tackles, but they did a pretty good job kind of covering up for DeForest Buckner there. But I do think
Dude,
post bye, we're going to see a lot more man.
by the way, to your point, like, thank God, like, shout out that Grover Stewart
Oh man,
is okay
yeah,
and he's healthy because, oh my, when he went down, I was like,
we're
oh
fucked.
brother, we could be in trouble." Yeah, and thank goodness he came back in the game.
And
Thank
they both
goodness we're
still
going
ran
into a
down our
bye.
throats. They both still ran down our throats. Like Tyler Algier had a really good game. Bijan had a decent game. It's like they're just
Yep.
running right up the middle, knowing that there's no Buckner there. So we got
Yeah.
to figure that out post bye. But
That's definitely an area of concern too, is the run defense has not been excellent, and I
yeah,
and I still think the weakest I still think the run defense, it could potentially come down to the Colts defense weakest link, and we've talked about it all season long. We talked about it preseason. The linebacker core, man, like there
I do
was a
think Zaire
play
had a good game though,
he
from
did
like
have a
a
pretty good game.
disruptive plays.
There was one play, I don't know if you saw it, he came into the gap and, I can't remember if it was on Bijan or, Algier, but he came just flying through the gap,
Yep,
and I think he just, like, over pursued or something. He just, like, shot right past him. It looked like he was, like, trying it looked like
right
he
through
was
a
the
Kenny.
running back, and he was
Yeah.
trying to juke him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, "What are you doing? Zaire,
He
you're
was
not the running back."
he's very aggro in, like, a good way, and,
Yeah.
like, it showed to, like, his strengths in overtime, like, he shot the gap a couple of times and was super
Yeah.
disruptive and held them to, like, a 3rd and 13 in that regard. Also, before we move on, I know at some point we're gonna move off the Falcons. That was one of the worst refed games I've ever seen from, like, spots, like, just spotting stuff and, like, the Darnell Mooney push off, apparently PI on,
Oh lord,
Mekhi
don't even.
Blackman, whoever that was
Oh,
on.
overtime, the coin toss.
Oh my god, the
The
coin
coin
toss
toss.
too, like,
They
it
messed
just
up
felt
the coin
it
toss.
just
I
felt
was
like
like, "What
everything was
what
just
what?"
off. Yeah,
Yeah.
and those spots, bro, those spots were pissing me the fuck off. They're like every JT run, not everyone, but like there's some JT runs where I'm like, how are you marking him 2 yards before like where he actually went down?
There
That's 6 feet. That I'm 6'1". That's like one of me short. It's like
yeah.
that's absurd.
There
That's
had to
absurd.
be, like, some sort of there had to be some sort of, like, technology issue or something, like, with the spots or,
But you
like, just
have
a bad
virtual
officiating
measurement.
crew.
You have virtual
That's what I'm
measurement.
saying, like, maybe they didn't have the virtual like, being in Germany, like, I'm like,
Fuck
maybe they just
Germany,
didn't
man.
have that,
Fuck
like,
Germany.
access to it or something. I'm
I
like,
think
I
they
don't
just
know.
hired the German
Yeah.
refs. They just came in.
Yeah, yeah.
They've never reffed a game in their life. They're like, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
we're from the Euro League." Like,
We were
here we are.
joking about that when I was watching the game with my friends. We were like, "What if it's just an all German officiating crew and they just
Yeah.
have no idea? Like they've never watched an NFL football
They're
game
like,
and this is their
"Football?
first time."
Rugby? Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever, same thing." Like,
they're like, "Same
fuck it.
thing, like whatever."
Fuck it.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Yeah. So yeah, moving on though. Yeah, great. Hey, at the end of the day, a win's a win, man. And it was good to see JT have another MVP performance. So moving off the Falcons though, I had a question for you
Mhm.
and I'll give you my thoughts after I hear what you say to it. First and foremost, truly from your bottom of your heart, try to be as non-biased as possible. Do you think the Indianapolis Colts are the best team in the AFC right now, all around? Number one, and then do you think they are the best team in the NFL? And then give me your reasoning.
Wow, that's putting me on the spot. I don't think they're the best team in the NFL right
Okay.
now. I think the way the Rams are playing is phenomenal. Matt Stafford's playing at an MVP level. I mean, they beat us, right? At the end of the day, they beat
Right.
us fair and square. even though we were in that game. I think the Rams are playing at a very high level. I think the Chiefs are coming to their own as well. I think the Chiefs are always going to be the team to beat in the AFC, so I can't put the Colts above them until we beat them and we play them, right after the bye. So that'll be an exciting one. Um, all these people saying the Broncos are the better team, the Chargers. I mean, we beat them handedly, and I don't necessarily want to see the Chargers again in the playoffs, but I do think we're a better team. I do think we're a better team than the Broncos. I would say we're probably the second best team in the AFC. Non-biased aside, I'm always going to put the Chiefs ahead, though, just because of the fact that they're the Chiefs and they have Patrick Mahomes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's very
And
difficult for
you're
me to not do
you're
that.
talking more you're talking more in that sense, like if these two teams met on a neutral site in the playoffs, like you would take the
I would,
Chiefs.
yeah, as a Colts fan, I
Okay.
would take the Chiefs, and
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah, I mean, biases aside, obviously I'm rooting for the Colts. Like, I hope they
Right.
win.
Right. Like
Um,
who you think is going to win? Yeah.
yeah, I just think,
I
yeah,
I personally I think right now, I think they are the best team in the AFC.
mm,
All things considered, right, going into the bye. Um, I just think like with the way their offense looks, that's going to take them a long way into the playoffs. Like if you have an offense that's like just humming on all cylinders, and if firing on all cylinders rather, and putting up 30 plus points a game, that's really going to help. And I think their defense is only going to continue to get better, right? With the
get
addition of
Ward
Sauce
back.
Gardner and getting Ward back, getting healthier. I think I would put them as the best team in the AFC right now.
Hmm.
In the NFL, I agree with you. I actually think the top two teams in the NFL are the Rams and the Seahawks. I think
Oh,
the
Seahawks
NFC
too. Yep.
West has the two best teams in the NFL right now, which is crazy to say. Preseason, right? Nobody would have thought that, but I do think the NFC West has the two top
Seahawks
teams.
scare the shit out of me, dude. Like,
Yeah, and they're facing
genuinely.
off against each other this week, so that's gonna be
That'll
crazy.
be fun.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be phenomenal. But yeah, man, it's crazy to think what could have been just for the I don't know, like the dialogue for how good this Colts team has been. It's crazy to think what the media and what other fans around the league would be saying about this team if they just got it done against the Rams. I think about that because that's like the one knock in their armor that everyone has been talking about, right? That always knocks them down one pedestal as they say, well, the one really good, playoff team that they played, they lost to. And I'm like, I get
See,
it, but they didn't like it just sucks because I feel like the average casual NFL fan is not factoring in the closeness number one of that game, how the Colts performed, how the Colts looked. And just like, the AD Mitchell fumble, like these little things, like they're not really factoring that in. They're just saying, hey, Colts lost to Colts lost to the Rams, so
I
that automatically discounts them, and I'm just like, that's frustrating to me a little bit, but it is
yeah,
what it is.
I agree, but I also, on the contrary, like, I kind of view it as, I'm not a fan of another team, so I guess I don't know how to view it, but, like, I would almost feel like they'd view it the opposite way, where they're just like, okay, the Rams were a good team. The Colts kept it close. For those that watched the game, we all know that Adonai Mitchell drop completely changed it. I mean, I heard like national media, like Colin Coward was like, I mean, the Colts just outplayed the Rams for 3.5 quarters and they lost. And he was talking about how good the Rams are. Like they can overcome that, but like the Colts literally outplayed them.
Right.
But I feel like the Steelers loss kind of hurts us more because we were like rolling, we were
That's
rocking,
fair, yeah.
number one in the NFL, and then we lose. Granted, we're 1-16 in Heinz Field or some absurd stat like that every time we play the Steelers at their
It's
stadium.
actually,
But
Acrisure Stadium now, sir.
oh,
No.
my bad, dude. My bad, bro. That's on me. That's on
No,
me.
I'm kidding.
Um,
Yeah, it was Heinz Field forever, bro,
so
like,
long. I'm always
yeah,
gonna call it Heinz. Like it is what
yeah.
it is. But I just feel like it hurts us more. One, it obviously hurts us because we lost to an AFC team. Like that fucking sucks. But two, it's like we're rocking and rolling, and apparently like the Steelers found the way to beat us, and it was just the fact that they're 30 million per year offense or defensive linemen decided to get pressure on us one fucking week.
That's
Um,
fair, yeah.
but does that scare you? Actually, I want to ask you this since you just asked me that question. Does Daniel Jones the last 2 weeks, and I think he's played at a very high level despite how the last 2 weeks have been from a fumbling issue and turnover issue.
Right.
Are you concerned, that we played 2 good defenses, in my opinion? The Falcons are a good defense, Steelers are a good defense, and at least they played well. Does that concern you moving forward that one, it's gonna get tougher on the defensive side of the or on the offensive side of the ball against those defenses, and two, this whole turnover situation with the fumbles. I mean, he even lost a fumble, like, getting tackled out of bounds, like, in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
does that concern you? Do you feel like it's resorting back to that, like, New York style of Daniel Jones, or
So if I had to, if like on a concern meter, like 1 through 10, I'd probably put my concern with the past 2 weeks of Daniel Jones when it comes to the turnovers and stuff. I'd probably put it at like a 6. So not like panic mode. It does concern me a decent amount though to say it's over a 5 though, because I think a lot of Daniel Jones' success, which is okay, right? That's why they brought him in, but a lot of his success has been due to the incredible scheming from Shane Steichen this year and just the incredible weapons and the offense as a whole around him this year, the great offensive line play,
yeah.
which is no knock, right? Like you still have to go in, you still have to come in, you still have to get it done. But some of that concerns me a little bit going into the hard part of the schedule, like you mentioned, right? Fourth hardest schedule in the league, the last 7 weeks here, and the playoff push. Like when we're talking like real, when it comes down to it, like, hey, we are playing a playoff defense this week.
Yeah.
We are playing a great football team where we have no room for error, right? That's when it concerns me because it's like, oh, like, if you have a 3 turnover game, like, that could be it, right? Like, that could be, like, the difference between a first round exit or a second or third round, playoff push,
Mhm.
right? Um, Competing for a spot in the AFC Championship. It's like, that's when it concerns me is when it's like, if he has, like, one just one random game like he did against the Steelers. Granted, he was pressured a lot and stuff. We get it. But if he has one random game like that, it's like season could be over, right? Like right
Mhm.
there. And it could be the difference between the 1 seed and the AFC or potentially a 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like that's my concern there is he's gotta be careful about stringing these type of performances together. I think really to put it all to rest, he's gotta come out and just play a clean game. He doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, the week 1 Daniel Jones or the week 1 through 6 Daniel Jones that we've had this year. I think he just needs to come out and he needs to play an efficient, clean game without fumbling the ball, without throwing a turnover or throwing a pick. Um, and then my concern would go down a little bit, but what
Yeah.
about you?
I mean, I'll preface by saying I've been really impressed with Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
this entire season. I think he's exceeded a lot of expectations. I think we should pay him. I think he should be our franchise quarterback moving forward for the next 4 seasons, at least until he's like 32, 31, 32, and then you figure it out. But I am really happy the bye week is right now because it's
He could
definitely
not spiral, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think
Yeah.
Shane will figure it out. Shane will fix it. Daniel Jones, I mean, he's a phenomenal just meeting room guy. I'm gonna get better guy. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna play at a high level. So I mean, and he understands his responsibility to this team and what turnovers does to this team and this offense. So I think he'll figure it out. It's just definitely a little concerning because it's like 1 or 2 fumbles a game. I would be like it's not like 1 fumble a game, you know? It's like I'd be like, "Okay, it's been a weird 2
Yeah.
weeks." It's like you've had like 7 turnovers over the last 2 weeks. Like that is a little
Yeah.
concerning to me. It's like,
Especially when you
so
talk about going to Arrowhead
yeah,
and playing the Kansas City Chiefs,
any of these
who
teams,
are
bro.
who are
I think any of these
hungry
teams.
as hell to get, like, a win streak together, who are hungry as hell because they need to start winning football games to really make a playoff push.
Yep.
Um, it's a little concerning.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even put that pick on him last week, like, 3rd and
Mhm.
11, end of the second half, who the fuck
No, I
cares?
didn't mind it,
It's just
yeah.
more of like the
It was slightly boneheaded a little bit,
yeah.
but because of the situation, it was kinda like, "Eh."
I don't really care about the pick. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the fumbling. It's like you just can't like, every time he gets pressure over the last 2 weeks, I've been, like, gasping. I'm like, "Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on to the ball. There's a guy coming.
Yeah.
Ryman just got beat. Smith just got beat.
Dude,
Step up into the pocket. Quit stepping
can
back."
I
Like
dare I say these fumbles, they've reminded me and, like, his wanting to, like, extend plays, when they're not quite there, kinda reminded me a little bit of Carson Wentz a bit, and it's been scaring the shit out of me. Like, that's why I would say it's been registering at, like, a 6, so it's, like, definitely above a 5, because I'm like, "Brother, some of those
Y
fumbles were very Carson Wentz-like, alright? We do
yeah,
not
just gotta
need that,
just step
okay?"
up into the pocket, don't make a
Yes,
negative play like, it's like, if you're gonna take a sack on 2nd down, take a sack on 1st down. It puts
and
us in a
hang on to
very
the ball.
rough situation. Yeah, and handle the ball. Puts us in a rough situation moving forward, but at least you're not just giving up the drive. Like you're just giving away the ball to the other team. They have an extra drive on us. So, but
Real
overall,
quick
I've been impressed.
Real quick though, before we wrap it up, I wanted to just show all of the YouTube audience, okay, here real quick. This is what Daniel Jones needs to continue to do more of. He did it great 32 times, okay,
I don't know what's
last
coming.
week. This is only good for the video audience, okay? So if you are listening on
I think I
Spotify,
know what you're gonna
you got
do.
to watch on YouTube. But this is what Daniel Jones needs to do more of. Okay, you ready?
I know what's coming. You
I don't
hand
know.
him?
I don't know if you caught it. I don't know if you caught it.
Are you handing
YouTube
the
video
ball off?
audience. But he just needs to hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, okay? If Jonathan Taylor has to run it 40 times, then Jonathan Taylor has to run it 40 times. You better get your gassers in
I,
this week, JT, and you're getting the ball. All right.
I'm still a believer though. Throw to score. Throw to score, run to win. But like, just involve JT more in the first half. That'd be great.
If it's hey, all I'm gonna say is if it's second quarter in Kansas City and we're down by 14 and Daniel Jones has fumbled it once or twice already, just hand the ball off
Send the ball
because
off.
JT can score an 80-yard touchdown. We've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen him do that
That's fair.
twice now this year.
That's
So,
fair.
but yeah, definitely a concern, but I think, like you said, I think Shane Steichen can scheme some things up and clean some things up in after the bye week for Kansas City. We will get into a more in depth Kansas City preview here after the bye, of course. Game of the year territory? You thinking for the Colts, Addy? We thinking
Oh,
game of the year so far? Game of the year so far?
big fan. We got a tough schedule coming up, but game of the year for sure. Anytime you get to play the Chiefs in Arrowhead, like,
Yeah.
and you're a good team, 8-2, come on. Game of the year.
Anytime you go into Arrowhead, yeah, to take on the defend or not the defending champs, but the champs 3 out of
The
the last 5
dynasty.
years.
They're a
Yeah, the
dynasty.
dynasty, it's
Yeah.
like yeah, that's a big deal. So,
Yeah.
guys, make sure you click the subscribe button, click that like button too, comment how you feel like the Colts have done so far this year. If you feel like they are the best team in the NFL, comment so. If not, let us know who you think is, and we will catch you guys after the bye week.